So we are live again with another TV match of the day. I think we have got one more round to go, as probably we don't have enough tables for this round to be completed straight away. Well, hello and welcome once again. It's Double J in the booth.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Well, this is to get into the final 32.
Yes, Shane is still in, just giving a reply to the question in the chat. Feel free to join us there.
Yeah, I don't know who Shane is playing.
We got Corey Duel versus Billy Thorpe, and well, Shane, he is versus Nikos Economopoulos, like I was saying before.
Oh, Nicholas. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
our previous TV match was for the right to fight the Greek, the big Greek. Let's see whether Eklent Kaci fully recovered from the scrapes he got when he faced Dennis Grabe.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's won a few since then, so I'm sure he's forgotten about that match. As great a player and as much success as he's had in the pool world the last few years, probably didn't sit well for a few hours after he lost, but I'm sure he let that go. Really nice shot there, adding some side spin.
Well, Eklent Kaci had some troubles early in the match versus Dimitris Loukatos from Greece, but in the end he won 8 racks to 4. Pretty solid advantage. So now a draw shot off the long cushion is required to get position on the 7.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure he stays off the rail, with the 8 being so handy. These players can handle a lot of different little angles as long as they stay off the cushion.
Yeah, the 9 ball is available to the side. Or even the corner if he prefers that. As a tall guy, he also uses his Q extension on all the time, just the way Ruslan Chinakhov does also.
Yeah, and that's about probably 8 inches maybe, that one. Somewhat like Jason Shaw's.
Yeah.
Shaw has a long Q
But
with
so
the
far
long extension.
he doesn't need it. I mean, like, I think this is might be also the preference of balance.
Yeah, for the weight.
Or some extra weight,
Yeah.
or balance also.
And he's a tall man, so I think he can handle it a little more. I think it suits him a little bit better.
I was a little bit surprised when Shane Boning started playing like that back then.
Well, he got that from Earl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Earl's
Yeah,
his
was
hero, one of his idols.
That was the thing he told us in a big interview like a couple of years. I think the first time he came here. Well, Ralph Souquet was finally through to his next round match. It was, I think, the longest one of the whole round.
And this is Thorsten breaks the ball as well, but I think this is one distinct advantage for Kaci when it comes between these two players is the break. I think he's just a little more consistent with the 10-ball break. Again, he gets a little more effortless power because of his size and probably the cue a little bit, but more of an arm break as well. Not much body involved.
Well, of course, we know that it's not only the size that matters. Just remember the guys like Jose Parica.
Oh, yeah.
This tiny Filipino.
Oh, yeah.
Or Alex Pagulayan.
Sure.
The Killer Pixie.
That shows you what timing does. Tempo. Now, if he hits this hard, he can get by the 3, it looks like. That's what he's looking at. If there's a path to hit the ball hard so he can get by the 3 without contact, because otherwise contacting the 3 could be trouble.
And just getting falling on the short side of the 2 to play it long?
Well, I don't think he can get there.
Because maybe then he just needs not only a punch stroke, but also some right-hand English to travel around.
Maybe. I think he'd like to go by the 4 and then maybe up in between the 7 and 10, but I think he may end up seeing him play safe just because position the shot isn't that difficult, but he has to hit it firm to not hit the 3. If he catches the 3, he takes a big chance on scratching. So I wouldn't doubt if he bangs the 1 around table and elects to play safe. These guys want to be aggressive, of course. Like bank it 2 rails, draw the cue ball 1 rail underneath the 3, bank the 1, 2 rails in between the 6, 4, something like that. Like that. Oh, he let up on his stroke. He wasn't trying to make that. He was trying to put the one there and draw the cue ball.
That shot would definitely count in the other event. I mean, Russian Pyramid.
Yeah.
Making the enough, but not in pool. How many different disciplines are being played at the Kremlin Cup? Well, I think 3 of them. One is obviously pool, and the other 2 are men and women divisions in Russian Pyramid. They actually play 2 different games. I think Thorsten is expected to run out from here.
Yeah, nice open table. The 4 very handy over the side. A little light with the cue ball there. He would have probably rather been a hair heavier on it. Still okay. Now he's looking to draw the cue ball here. Well, he's got to float this a little bit with the draw. Yeah, that way he stays on the good side of the 6, and he did so. He's got a choice. He can play short side, but most likely he's going to use the rail to come.
Yeah, even maybe 2.
Yeah. Probably 2. Oh, is he going to fall on top of the 7? Okay, got away with it a little bit. Didn't quite get through the 6 ball. Kind of a short stroke.
Well, that wasn't a good position play by any means, but he got away with it.
And that's quite some distance away from the 9, but I think that was necessary from where he was on the 7. Again, this table is a little slicker than the others for some reason. Just that kind of shot right there. If you miss hit the cue ball just a little bit or the timing's off, you kind of deflect into the thick side of the 9.
Yeah, of course. And this is the very first time these guys are at the TV table, I think.
Right. So an error by Kaci to give up ball in hand, but then returned in a manner we didn't expect by Thorsten Hohmann, and now trailing 2-0.
Oh,
he will be breaking in game 3.
He has got to shake it off immediately.
Yes. That's one thing about pool is we all kind of talk about pool being so similar to golf. It's probably the most similar game to golf as far as the mentality and certain things. But golf, when they make a bad shot, they get to walk it off a little bit. They get a good 5 minutes to walk to their ball, and they have a caddy in their ear that lets them know, hey,
unfortunately,
okay.
no chance to take that much time in pool.
That's what I mean. That's
5 minutes.
That's the struggle.
Of course, yeah, you got one timeout per every match, but that's obviously might be not enough sometimes.
Yeah, and I think the caddy is even more important. Having that person by your side that you trust, knows to say the right things to you at the right moments. Okay, a nice break off there. He got a little kiss on the 1. It's going to end up with a nice. Oh, the 3 covered it up.
Well, to me it looked like Thorsten is hitting them a little bit
Harder
than required. Yeah, I mean just the 5 ball traveled past the side pocket line.
Yeah, and he's actually calmed it down. He used to always really hit him even much harder, similar to Niels, how Niels used to continuously break, but he's taken a little bit off.
Yeah.
Now he's got an interesting shot here. I think he's going to go for it in the side with a high right ball and try and kill the cue ball 2 rails off the side cushion and then the top cushion. It's a touchy shot, but it's there. Now he's going to have to shoot the 2 from a little distance, probably around where the 10's at, or around that distance probably. I wouldn't try to draw this ball myself. I would just hit it with, like I said, a high right. You want a little bit of right spin, that way you don't flirt with getting behind the 10. And the reason why, I mean, the guys want to be aggressive. and he certainly wants to make up for that mistake in the last game.
So looking at the one ball in the corner, and makes the call.
Oof, I think this is more difficult. Yeah.
Just going one rail and out to the middle of the table, probably.
Yeah. He's got to watch out for that side, the cross side scratch.
Maybe he will just bump the 4 slightly.
Maybe. He made a great shot. Really nice.
Well, no need to do anything extra on the 3 ball then.
No.
Just with a follow shot, maybe?
Yeah. If he had the option to come to the center of the table, I thought he might, but maybe that was a little much, trying to put too much speed to come between the 4-7, bounce out one rail. Still okay, though. The 5 plays easy from a lot of places, even plays off the 9, it appears.
Going for the side?
Yeah.
Fell a bit short, but once again, like Jeremy noted, the 5 is very well playable from many points of the left part of the table as we look at it.
Now the one thing is he going to cut the 5 and is he going to catch any piece of the 9? He doesn't want to touch any of the 9. He wants to come clear of that.
Well, I think there is not much trouble brushing it slightly.
Well...
And holding the cue ball for the 7, of course.
Yeah. I wonder, I think he wants to go around the 10, play the 7 in the corner, maybe? That's what I would want to do, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, managed to avoid any contact on the 9.
Yeah, and hitting it with a bit more speed made the cue ball deflect off the 5 a little bit, and therefore definitely had no contact on the 9. Whoever goes on here in this final round to get to the final 32 will be back at 10 a.m. Moscow time tomorrow. All 32 will play at 10 a.m.
Yeah, right.
And then we'll dwindle down to just 2 players for Saturday, I believe. Is that correct? We'll just have the final Saturday.
Yeah. The semis are on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have all matches for the single elimination scheduled at 10 a.m. because we have enough tables to play them. So another break from Kaci is on.
Skylar Wooder, I'm trying to find where. Oh, Skylar's way back in the corner, up 2-0. He's playing a good player, though. Is it Vitalia? He's from the Ukraine, I believe.
I have my bracket a little bit messed up for whatever reason. My mistake. It was Billy playing Corey. Yes, it was Vitaly Patsura.
Yeah, solid player. I played him a couple sets at the pool room the other night. Good player. Can he get at the bank here? If he can, he definitely wants to cross-side bank this.
Yeah, of course, and once again, the position is already there. The cue ball will stay on in this part of the table for the 2 to the side.
You might think it's a two-way shot, but you don't want to play it with that speed. You want to go ahead and knock this in aggressively.
It's important to play it with draw, though, just to stay on the right side of the two ball, and Eklent executed this perfectly.
Yeah, because the 5 in the side is tight. I think it does go, but it's tight. So as you talked about, Michael, he wants to get down there and pretty heavy on the 3. Man, if they even play a bank on the 5, I don't know. Don't think it goes by the 9.
I suppose it does.
Oh, maybe it does, yes.
With a little bit like cheating the pockets.
Yeah, use the rail a little bit.
Yeah. But not too much like we were saying yesterday, because like these pockets can be unforgiving at times.
Okay, got behind it a little bit, and that's needed to gain position, but actually this ball is missed when you're cheating in the pocket and you get behind it. It's actually missed a little bit more often. Can't explain why exactly, but if you do need to cheat the pocket, the 5 tends to bounce off the rail just a hair more because you're cutting it back towards the rail. It doesn't slide quite as well as being above it. Still, as long as he doesn't baby it, it should be okay. Nice medium stroke. Yeah, I like that.
And when shooting past the balls like this shot, I was told that you should pretend as if there is no like ball on your way. Just pretend like there is no the 9. Just and give it a shot.
And that's just like when you're shooting at a half a pocket, like a small pocket.
Yeah.
The ball's a little bit in the way.
The same approach. Yeah.
Yeah, you look at it, but meaning you don't really try to aim it so much to a half a pocket. You give it a good look, and you have. In my opinion, you can't really. We're not as humans. We're not really good enough to like look at a spot to hit so much to the half a pocket. You just have to trust what you're looking at. Just like off-angle combinations we talked about earlier, I guess. Kind of that gut instinct.
Yeah, that's a very good method you are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like trust what you see.
Mm-hmm. Really a straight shooter. Kaci, I saw him probably 3 years ago at this US Open.
I think he's got a lot of snooker background.
Yeah.
So it helps a lot.
Well, his younger brother is a great snooker player too at a young age. I think he won the junior European snooker championships.
Well, I don't think.
Or maybe not the juniors. Maybe
I don't think
Albania.
I heard him winning anything like
he won the Albanian junior championships.
International stage.
Yeah.
But at least you be warned that there is a younger Kaci coming up probably.
This young kid on the pyramid table next is pretty impressive as well. I don't know if you know him, but man, he shoots them in.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I know him, but I know his opponent, one of the best showmakers in Russian pyramid.
Like an exhibition?
No, I mean just like the person.
Oh.
He's trying to make the show of any given match, probably.
Yeah, and there. He got the 1 down, but he didn't make the balls you normally make, and we'll see how that ends up for Thorsten.
Oh, Thorsten has got pretty
nice
solid experience. Yeah, here he's a former winner and former runner-up. Last time he was in the final was like only 3 years ago, when he lost to Alexandros Kazakis. Once again, we have an open rack.
Keeping the cue ball clear of the 6. Not really any problems here.
Well, funny thing, it was mentioned before by someone on the chat about the players wearing black, and the guys were liking this. And right now, it looks like almost every player during this current TV feed also sticks to black color. It was like Pehlivanovic and Kaci and Hohmann both.
Did that go too far? Okay, that was close. Really thread the needle there.
Well, but can he play the black ball to the side pocket then?
Well, that's what I say. He's gotten a little straight to where he may be drawn on top of that 8 ball. He can maybe run this into the rail, though.
It looks like this is the thing Thorsten is doing, like drawing back. Yeah, got enough angle, fortunately for him.
Making quick work of that in game 5.
Yeah, the scoreline is 2-3. Thorsten Hohmann is still trailing, and to give an answer to one of the questions over there, yes, this current round of matches is all at the loser's side of the bracket. So just the very last chance to make it to the knockout stage. Well, actually, not all of them. I think some. We have a couple of the previous round not finished yet. So, well, no score updates on the bracket yet. Makes me wonders. These are 9-footers, guys, and well, this is not the first time this question is being asked. Do they really look like a 7-footer?
Well, maybe when Kaci's at the table, they do.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, he's been pretty consistent with that break. It's just a matter of a ball getting in front of the one, and it did.
Yeah, just look at his cue ball position every time. Dead straight in the middle of the table.
Well, I think he can get at the one. He may not be able to make it straight in the corner. He may be able to cross corner it or play safe.
Yeah, the safety is there. Like going, sending the 1 ball 3 rails around, and with a little touch of draw towards the 4-9. Just make sure the one doesn't drop.
Yeah, or contact the 3.
Surprisingly, many players still have a tendency to forget about this when they just send the object ball going far, and all of a sudden, like playing the game of 10 ball, when obviously the opponent returns the shot to you if you make an uncalled shot, unintended. So just many of those guys just forget to calculate the exact route for the object ball.
He's trying to get a feel of it here. I think, he's going to bank it. I don't blame him either.
Yeah, even if he misses that, he's going to fall safe, I think.
Well, this is the type of bank I was telling you yesterday that it's very hard to hang it unless you really blast it. But if you have a nice medium speed, well, did that overhit that a little bit on the one? Yeah, you just...
No, still, that's a good safety, like I said, yeah.
But imagine the angle it's coming off that rail. It's very hard to hang it in the pocket, meaning it just doesn't ever want to hang. You're either going to make it or it's going to get over to the bottom rail. Surprised he's not kicking behind the 6 here. This is a very makeable kicking behind the 6 with some spin. it lays pretty natural as
Yeah,
well.
once again, just split in half.
Yeah, just
All
one
these
rail.
diamonds.
You may catch the second rail, but in this game, I mean, unless you really feel great about the kick safe, and maybe he feels like he can hit the one thick and put the cue ball behind the 4-9 and bang the one up table.
Going the way you suggested, he has good chances on making the ball.
Right. He must feel really confident about this, keeping the cue ball down behind the 4-9 and hitting the one nice and heavy, banking it down table. Could go in the side, so he's got to watch that. He called it in the corner, though. Okay, I think he's going to leave a little window.
Well, not so much, looks to me.
It's close. I'll tell you, he almost made it in the corner he called as well.
Yeah, at least the shot went the way Thorsten was looking for.
Is this another cross bank, maybe?
Maybe even off the 2-0.
Well, I'm wondering, he's looking at position like he doesn't want to elevate, so maybe he can curve this ball in a little bit and just stay below the 2 and cut the 2 or bank the cross corner of the 2. Just a little bit of English to get it in. Like maybe he can't put right, maybe the 9's in the way. He can just roll this in softly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking there. Just kind of not do too much. I don't think right English was available with the 9 being there. Maybe he would have deflected into the 9.
Yeah.
So pretty smart. Just, you know, we call that kind of getting the run started. When you're a great player, sometimes you get the run started, you're probably going to get through it.
So now he's going to cut this in.
Go right between the 10-7, right? Or is he spinning this? If he's
I think
spinning
he's spinning is
okay.
the ball, just to go past the 7.
Nice shot. And this certainly wasn't the Kaci that Dennis Gray beat, most likely, huh? But pool's a funny game. I mean, I didn't really get to watch that match at all. Kaci could have played really well, but just broke and got snookered. I mean, Graves a great player. Shane Van Boning up 6-2 and shooting over Nick Kananopoulos.
Well, this match we were talking about between Eklent, Kaci and Dennis Grab, it was on one of the TV tables, so just it is always available for review. Just to see how the Estonian did shine in that clash.
And hello, Rob Gear, and thank you for tuning in. Max Eberly is still in it and playing for his tournament life now. And he's down 3-0. Not sure of the man he's playing.
This is a guy from Iran, Mehoy Razahi. Actually, this is the first time I hear this name.
Well, there was another man I think here from Iran that
he's also playing. He's playing Nick Malai.
Yeah, well,
Ali Mahsoud. Yeah, he's on the TV table.
Yeah, he plays pretty good. Actually, I've seen him play before. I haven't seen him in quite some time though. I think he came to the U.S. a couple times actually.
Might be not an easy thing to anyone from Iran.
Right. kiss on the 1. I think the 4 is going to get out of the way, though.
Well, once again, the 8 ball was coming above the side pocket. So Thorsten managed to make only 1 ball on the break, but like we were telling before, that's pretty enough to stay at the table. More important is getting the shot, the opening shot of the rack.
Yeah, and he's got a. With the 8-9 being there, the path to the 2 isn't so easy. I'd like to come straight down the table, but I don't really see a great path straight down the table. I mean, you got to really thread the needle going by the 8. When you're in this position here, you want to pick a path that is possible, of course, but also one that stays away from danger. Don't want to end up snookered when you're open here. Like here. That's, I mean, he'd end up not snookered, but he definitely could have been.
He kind of gambled with that.
Sure. I tell you, Thorsten used to be one heck of a shot maker in his younger days, but still is. But like cut shots like this, made a lot of these.
Well, he is one of the finest straight pool players I have ever seen, and straight pool requires not only precision position play but also shot making.
Oh yeah.
Of course, you don't have to face these long distance shots that often, but well, once in a while, especially after the secondary breaks.
Well, and to keep high runs going, sometimes you certainly do. You get kisses off the break, and you have to come with some combinations or balls down the rail.
Well, this is so far the longest Thorsten took to consider this shot.
And I think he can go up and down in between the 10-8. I think he can do it. Oh, he put inside. What a shot. Now watch out, 4-ball. Watch out, 4-ball. No, he's good. He's good. Great shot.
Fine shot.
With inside English, a bit of side spin.
Yeah, Sky is up 3-2.
Looks like Billy's got 4, so I can't imagine that Corey's probably trailing. Little light with the stroke there. Definitely wanted a little shake of the head. He wanted more draw out of that. Just because the 5 to the 7, not so much just to get to the 5, but. Oh, nice recovery. Absolutely perfect. He can just pinch draw above the 8. The 7 being near the rail and where the 9's at, I'm wondering if he'll just settle for the 8 in the corner here shortly. If not, you want to make sure this ball doesn't grip so well sometimes, so watch out for this side pocket if he wants to come back. Kind of slow draw it a little bit. You got to hit it well, hit it nice.
Yeah, so many very good shots from Thorsten in this rack. Trailing 1 rack once again, but needs any mistake from the opponent now. And so far Eklent was looking like not willing to do any. any kind of mistakes.
Well, Corey's had 5-4, so they're playing a fast match back there. Wow. Must be a lot of breaking runs.
Yeah, sure.
Similar to here. Okay, a little off on those. But
Yeah,
not
he
much.
lost the cue ball. Luckily for Eklent, it was kicked by one of the balls. It was like heading to the side pocket, I think.
In a good spot here. Again, the 2 over the side. I'm not sure if the 3 passes the 10 and definitely goes by one corner. Not sure if it passes the other. That would make the rack fairly simple for these guys.
I'm gonna stay at this part of the table to make the blue 2 to the side pocket. And then just go in between the 6 and the 7, I think.
He looked to see if the 3 would pass. He's got to draw over. He's got to kind of manipulate this a little bit. Got to kind of pound it and have some control coming across. So anytime you have to add speed to create the angle a little bit more and still fall into a window, it can be a little difficult, or at least more difficult. That's what happens a lot too. You fall on the rail because you have to ensure the speed to create the angle, and then it gets away from you just a little bit. But he's okay. He fell enough with enough angle. He should be able to come one rail over. Kind of fall in between the 6 and 7 for the 4 in the upper corner.
Yeah, definitely not enough angle there to try to play position on the 4 to the side pocket.
I heard that. It sounded like it kicked. I could hear it. It sounded like it skidded a little bit, and it really slowed the cue ball down, and now he's in a...
Yes, now the bridging is going to be
He's
very
asking
awkward.
to see if he can clean the cue ball.
Well, I think they just need some attention from the referee to make the proper ruling. Like, once again, this is all ball falls.
Right, but is this even really shootable? I mean, can he get at the cue ball enough to get all the way to the end rail and back up? Or is he going towards the 9? I mean, this is funny. Is he punching this ball trying to get to the side rail? Tendency would be to overcut. Wow, what a great shot. Yeah, I know he got a little fortunate with a double kiss, but what a great shot.
Well, I think even the double kiss option was like calculated by Eklent. Probably. He was very well aware of like the cue ball path. Don't you think so?
Well, I think he knew he had to hit it firm, and he only had the left side of the cue ball to hit, so he was kind of forced to put the English on it, but you know, you could hit it full and it just stalls there and you're shooting the 6 from the end rail, so that's kind of why he waved his hand. A little fortunate to get up and get a pretty nice shot on the 6 considering.
Yeah, once again, Eklent Kaci looking like not willing to give any breath to his opponent.
And I think he knows he can't. Thorsten's trailed this entire match, but he's done what he can to stay in the match. If he's made any mistakes, it could be over quickly. Shane Van Boning at the table and up 7-2 over Konopolis. Corey Duell now up 6-4. 3-3 with Sky Woodward.
Yeah, in a pretty easy position for Shane. So I think he is through to the knockout stage.
Max Everly still trailing 3-1, but at the table. Got a kiss on the cue ball. Is he going to get it? He's got a thin cut on the one, and he's going to be stretched. So you may see a safety here chipping the right side of the one, coming all the way down by the 3, knocking the one up by the 7, something like that. I think no matter what he does, he has to use the bridge. Maybe able to reach it with an extension, but I think it's going to be the bridge. Okay, he can lean over the table.
Trying to stretch over.
Yeah, that's because he's going to chip off the right side of the one. Playing the one up, I think somewhere near the 7. Run the cue ball a couple rails near the 3, behind the 3.
Right where his left hand is right now.
Looks like pretty good control there. I think, anyways.
I don't see any easy kick.
He could kick behind the 6-5, I think, and get at the 1 with a little draw, but a lot of the guys will go for the jump cue here. He could kick to the top rail with spin and go at the 1. Both aren't easy, but I expect him to contact it if he does elect to go rail first. Thing about the draw, the jump, excuse me, is the 5 and 6 are quite some distance away from the cue ball. So I have a lot of power on this to get over it, carry the cue ball over those. And if he was a foot closer, there wouldn't be any question he'd be jumping this ball, and he would have probably already done it. But
yeah, now he's reaching for the shorty. So it's 6-5 in favor of Corey Dio versus Billy Thorpe.
Billy's at the table, though. Just broke the balls with a shot, it looks like.
And only 4 wrecks are played between Ralph Zuka and Kostas Kokiadakis.
Well, I think they got a little bit of a late start.
Yes, sure, because like the previous round, Ralph had to play versus Belarusian guy, Vladislav Shopik, I think.
I did pretty well to get the one and the cue ball into the end rail and making Thorsten come with a long one with some traffic.
Well, the position is tricky here.
I think the angle takes him right between the 5-3 to the end rail and back up, I think.
Or at least for a bank shot on the 2.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't think he'll want to roll it, though, so even if he has to elevate and kind of punch through those balls and take his chances on what he develops for the 2. That's a nice shot. A la Thorsten Hohmann a decade ago, he was a shot maker, I'll tell you that. And he still is, obviously. We've seen it in this match. But hard to leave him an open look.
Unfortunately, at some time, age starts to get you.
Well, you just tend to miss a little bit more. Now, this is a funny shot here because I don't know if he can really get the 2 by the 6. I think
he can.
He can?
Yeah.
Well,
just maybe
with a
little
bit the 6 in a lot of
bit
times.
help of a rail first shot.
Okay, he did. Okay. And I think he got enough, but does he have a pocket for the 5? With the 6 and the 8 being there, you may have to play underneath it and try and attack the 5 all the way up by the 7. Yeah, in that position there.
Oh, he could probably try to run into the balls right now from the 3, but
yeah, and that's not horrible. I mean, there's a lot of open space there in the middle. You don't expect to get snookered, but I'm not so sure you're going to come away with a shot. So he's going to float this in with a little left spin. He's got the side as well, so main thing is don't underhit. And that's what he's done a little bit. He's a little off angle here. Still should make it.
Going for the long side.
Right. But a lot of times you're trying to hold underneath and really you underhit way more often than you overhit the ball because you're trying to be so cautious.
Well, actually, once again, as a very experienced straight pull player, you have to play this kind of position.
Yeah, short side
yeah.
a lot. But you're usually playing short side for sometimes shorter shots. Okay, a nice effort there. So again, pretty impressive knowing that really if he blows any of these games, because he's trailed by 2 several times, cut it to 1. Trailed by 2, cut it to 1. If he blows any of those games to go down by 3 and Kaci breaking the way Kaci is breaking the balls, it's probably over.
Yeah.
So very impressive by Thorsten. I think maybe Billy they finished that game. I'm trying to get a look here. I think it's maybe 6-6 or 7-5, one of the 2.
Yeah, it's 7-5.
7-5.
Corey.
Okay. And breaking.
Well, actually, I think Corey had some troubles early in the match versus Pia Filler this morning.
Yes,
he was trailing at least 2 or maybe even 3 racks.
No, 4-1. I watched the entire match.
Yeah.
4-1 and 5-2, I believe, actually.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so just he was in danger of being eliminated. Very nice effort by the wife of Joshua Filler, the reigning 9-ball champion and the US Open champion also.
Oh, he overcut it. Oh. And it looked like he adjusted on it a little bit too when he was down on the ball, which is something you normally don't want to do. What a great out he made, too, to get to that point. So Kaci has a choice here. He can play rail first, ball first, go around the 10, inside the 10 with the 9 hangings. A lot of options.
Well, this mistake didn't come at the proper time for Thorsten, apparently.
No, trailing now. What is most likely going to be 3 games with Kaci breaking. We've seen how devastating that break's been so far. Can't expect Kaci not to gain control of the table after the break in what will be game number 10. Sky Woodward up 7-3.
Yeah, and it's all square between the Max Ederle and his opponent, like 3-3.
Yeah, he was down 3-0, so 3 in a row for Max.
Yeah, nice recovery.
Billy's back at the table.
But still kind of weird we don't have all the scores in the bracket. Like. That's the way the system works here.
Yeah, we do have quite a few stream tables, though. What is it, 9 total? Is that right?
Yes. Yes. I think it's like a 4...
4 and 4, and
yeah,
then our
four
main table
webcams
here,
and
yeah.
the main TV table, yeah.
Watch the extension through the cue ball. Even though it's more of an arm break, it's not as much body. The extension is still needed. Wow.
Gotta come up with any kind of a safety on the one that is going to be a tricky one. Actually,
Yeah.
just very hard to avoid the double keys.
Yeah, I think, can he feather it on the bottom side and just kind of run the cue ball 2 rails to this rail? You're not going to get the snooker, but you're still going to make things difficult for Thorsten to get a snooker as well.
Well, I think this way the one could travel too far, even when feathering it.
Well, I wonder if he can kick then softly and let the one kind of rub the 4, kind of like they go boom, boom, and kind of carry together.
No way to roll out here because, like, I think he will not have his shot returned back, and Thorsten will use this option.
Well, I think he's gonna roll out though. I don't, like you said. What else you have besides kicking and laying on top of the one? And I don't think that's a great option. I think he's gonna feather this ball. Now he's looking at trying to hit it full, or is he just rolling on top of it? He's just rolling on top of it. And the thing about this is, you know, that's okay though.
This is going to be tricky for the referee.
Yeah, but you know that your opponent can't do serious damage to you from here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you know that you're at least, if you do get snookered somehow, it's not going to be a difficult kick.
Well,
now he can dig on this cue ball. I would try to dig on this cue ball and put the one out and send the cue ball maybe around by the 2.
He just feathered the one right now.
Leave him on top?
Yeah.
That's touchy, though. Easy to foul.
Well, you know, one of the tricks I learned from somebody is just using the jump cue for these kinds of shots, the delicate ones, because like the jump cue, obviously, because of the weight, yeah.
Yeah. That's the shot I was talking about. Dig on the cue ball. Because, again, it's from distance. It's very difficult for Kaci to get you like buried behind the 4, even if he can see it. So he's got to make a really nice clip to run the cue ball safe somewhere. I like that. I like that that choice by Thorsten. And he executed it well too, meaning it's easy to let it, you hit it too hard and let the 1 get over here in front of the pocket as well. I'm surprised if he jumps at this. I think the 2-rail kick is one these players hit very well.
And just call the 1 to the corner.
Yeah, and again, imagine this angle right here and the speed he's going to hit it. It's hard to hang the 1, meaning it's usually going to get away. It's just that type of angle to where if it does go towards that hole, it's probably going to go in. Just a little bit less than medium speed, catching the 2nd rail. That way the cue ball comes upward. Oh, he hit ball. Oh, he hit ball first.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Well, Billy Thorpe now at the table, trailing 7-6.
Looking for the hill.
Yeah, he just mishit a ball 3 to the 4. It didn't get the position even close to what he wanted. The 4's over on the side rail, so not going to be happy with that. Elevated over the 9 as well.
So we have a cross side bank here.
Yeah, this is a little bit more of the 2-way. I think he'll play the cue ball underneath the 3 a little bit, if he can do that. I don't think he's going to open the cue ball up 3 rails to the center of the table here. I think this one's going to stay more. Yeah. Oh, he didn't even get the safety. Not the one he wanted, anyways. I think.
Well, actually, I'm surprised at the pace he took for this shot.
Well, I think it was off angle. I think it was a bit more of a 2-way shot than, because if he was going to play the 2 with some speed, he would have let the cue ball run for position.
Well, probably he was looking to use the 10 and the 8 as the blockers, whereas I was hoping for him to use the 6 or the 3 or both.
Right. Yeah, I think he called the 2, really trying to put the cue ball behind that 10.
Well, still no obvious shot here for Thorsten.
Yeah, this is one you sight pretty well. Well, I think he's going to end up long rail kicking at this.
Long rail?
Oh, well, to the top rail. I'm sorry, to the top rail. One pocket, we call that the long. Okay, it's different.
One pocket is hardly ever played here in Russian.
Yeah, that's a nice speed. Well, he got a bad kiss on the 3, I believe.
Well, is it bad enough to leave a shot?
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get the snooker behind the 10 and the 8, but. I'll tell you, both Kaci and SVB, both Shane Van Boning took an early loss, probably not performing at their best, but both have recovered since nicely, and I think are going to be big threats in this tournament. Now, this match isn't over, but
yeah, sure. From now on, it's almost like a different tournament.
Sure.
Single elimination.
Now, when they do the redraw, Michael, do they draw a winner into a losers round, or does everybody get totally erased? Meaning the 16 winners.
I think that they get the winners versus the losers.
That's what I. That's what I thought. Most tournaments do that.
Those who advanced without any loss, they do not face each other in this first round.
That's what I figured. So now Kaci in a prime position. Will break off in the next game, right? No, excuse me, Thorsten will. So Kaci's putting himself in position to have at least 2 breaks to win this match.
Oh, some safety battle between Corey and Billy. Over the 7 ball, I think.
Yeah, looks like Corey's got to edge it. Just clip the 7 and run the cue ball back by the 8 and 9, I think. Oh, he hit it thick. Not going to be happy with that. May have accidentally put the 7 in a bad position, though.
Yeah, I didn't leave anything. Nice to see some Albanian viewers expressing their feelings, rooting for Eklent, obviously. Hohmann doesn't bridge that far on his break shot. Just maybe trying to gain more precision on the cue ball.
And he doesn't have a really long bridge playing as well.
Just opposed to another German here, Ralf Suke.
Yeah, I think the long bridge, you saw a lot of players, but I think players have realized that it's a hard way to play for most. You really lose a lot of accuracy, and I think your fundamental, your technique, your elbow, your back elbow breaks down a little early getting at the cue ball, and you hit a little higher on the cue ball than intended.
Unless your shooting arm is just very steady and just doesn't give you any kind of error.
Yeah, but again, most players want to get through the cue ball to get that extra effortless power, and the plane of the cue changes because everything drops a little in the back with the long bridge. It's, of course, pulls much like golf. There's a few different ways you can get it done, especially when talent is involved. He's shooting at this cross side. So we'll get to see some of the straight shooting from Kaci here from some distance. Oh, hill. Oh, no.
Maybe yes. Corey has just smashed the scoreboard.
Yeah, he broke and scratched.
Accidentally.
He broke and scratched. Hill.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Wow.
That's a first miss from Kaci in this match.
And very unexpected.
Well, that was the one he could afford, looking at this current
You
score
would
line.
think, yeah. Pool gods will turn on you quickly, though, Michael.
Yeah, they are just merciless about these kinds of shots.
It looks like Sky Woodward has won his match. Thorsten in a nice position here. He'll just want to drop with a little angle to come across for the 9. Yeah, like so.
Well, actually, that was the mistake he needed, like the one that we mentioned several wrecks before. One mistake from Kaci.
Yeah, that miss on the 8 from Thorsten. Really kind of let this match get away. Now it's not over for sure, but again, the way Kaci's broke the balls, you kind of figure it might be out of Thorsten's hands a little bit. Looks like Billy's got 3 balls left, the 8, 9, and 10, I believe.
Yeah, that would be a bad way for Corey, like being in the lead 7-6, and then losing the match.
Yeah, he was up 7-5,
on his own break.
I think he was up 7-5 in the match as well, so he broke twice to win. He broke at 7-5 and jumped the 1 in, and then had to jump the 2 and missed it. We'll see if there's any type of punishment from that last miss. Okay, the cue ball got kissed, so here he's going to be snookered by the 4 maybe.
Or by the 10. Oh no, not yet. I don't think he had a shot.
I don't think so either. He planted the cue ball perfectly. Got kissed at back down table. So he's got to probably roll out to just a little bit the left side of the 1. His left side of the 1. To where maybe a cut to this corner is somewhat.
Well, by the way, you mentioned earlier, like Efren Reyes drawing the cue ball all the way back on his break shot. It's a wise idea to avoid all these kisses, I think.
Well, I also think that was way back when we used the triangle. I think with the template, I think he could really get it down to where he's making the balls and really controlling everything. I think, anyways.
Yeah, because just on one hand, it's very nice to have the cue ball positioned right in the middle of the table after after the cue ball rebounds off the rack, but then once in a while it gets kicked by the other balls like moving around.
Yeah, he used to break 8 ball like that as well. The 8 ball break is very similar to 10 ball as far as the balls you're trying to make. He's rolling out to the 7 for the jump shot. I don't think he's going to get it back. Maybe. I don't think Thorsten's going to pass this. I wouldn't blame him if he did. If Thorsten can reach it now, Thorsten's a little shorter.
Yes, as long as he's trailing, he has to try to use every chance. Yeah, every chance given.
And that's why I would have probably rolled out maybe to just an edge of the 1 that wasn't to the short pocket. Maybe. Hard to roll out to full jump shots when the object ball is near these days, near the pocket. The guys are, I think, favorites to make it against you. It'd be one thing if you rolled out to this shot and say the 2 was way back down table or a very difficult position, but with the 2 being available, I'm not so in love with this rollout. Like, if you roll out to this against Federer, he's going to run out on you about 9 out of 10. Yeah.
Or Thorsten.
Or Thorsten, yeah. Now, he got on top of the 1 a little bit, so it acted like draw a little, and now position on the 2 wasn't so easy because it doesn't pass the 8. And I don't really see any safety that I'm in love with here, Michael. He may have to go. Can he shoot the 2 in the upper corner and get into the 6 and still go down table towards the 3? Or is he going to go right into the 6 and really not go anywhere? You don't want to shoot
Well, I
a tough
think,
shot without position.
If he tries to play the 2 to the corner, I think he could scratch off the 6.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought he might hit the top side of the 6, maybe. Because if you can hit the top side of the 6, go ahead and be aggressive here. He's chipping,
well, I think
it.
you're definitely right here.
He's chipping it.
No scratch.
Yeah, he's not going to get the snooker. That was like a soft safety. There wasn't much he could do, I don't think. There wasn't.
Well, right now I like sending the 2 ball like maybe 2 rails behind the 6 and drifting the cue ball all the way to the 3. Just a half ball hit probably.
Mm-hmm. He's looking at drawing behind the 8 and doing the same thing you were talking about, I think. Maybe even trying to bank it and draw straight back.
Well, just once again, he needs to call anything just in case. Maybe the 4 to the side.
Yeah, he's going to double bank this and draw underneath the 8.
Or just call the 2 ball to the corner then.
Yeah, maybe so. Thing here is let the cue ball come slowly by the 8. That's the correct way to hit it. Oh, 2's going to get away from him. Oh, yeah, he's left a shot.
Well, a pretty difficult one.
Yes.
Given the position of the 3.
Yes, but he's definitely left one. We've seen Thorsten come with a couple long ones off the end rail this match already.
So far for Corey versus Billy.
Billy did advance. He did get out. Billy did.
Yeah, Billy won 8-7. We have Skyler also through over Vitaly Patsura, Maximilian Lechner over Lefteri Georgiou, and Alexandros Kazakis is also through with a win over Russian Marcel Safiullin.
I don't think he can pocket this ball. Maybe. It's close. Oh, you hit that awfully nice. Great shot. Edging that ball, not letting the 3 get away, plus going 2 rails around the 8 without contacting the 8. So.
What is the score of Max Eberle match?
He's up 5-3. They're on a timeout right now.
Here's a good chance of trying to duck behind the black 8 ball.
I think he may have to elevate and swerve this a touch. Looks like the 10 sticks out there quite a ways.
Yeah, it looks like it does.
And you want that little helper of the swerve on the slick felt. It wouldn't be the worst thing to make sure you get the grip of the ball. He's called it cross corner. I might have called it on the other side near the 6. If you get up underneath it, you could easily make this off the 6 on the side. Okay, he's going to give up a shot. So now he's got a chance to cut it to 7-5. And
well, I'm not sure the 4 passes past the 6 to the side pocket.
It does, but it's tight. I'm looking right down it. But he can't get back there anyways. I don't think. He's kind of near the rail and a little thinner angle
Just
on the
go
3.
maybe between the 8 and the 6.
Yeah, I think so. 2 rails probably with a little inside. Just come out to the center. You can handle a little distance or a little angle on the 4 as well with the 6 being so handy. Yeah, that's perfect. Really nice cue ball there. Tells me he's going to move the cue ball up for the 10 in the side. He got a little more angle on this 8 to hold for the 10 in the corner. So he could either kind of punch it over to the rail or he could draw straight up. Kind of what you prefer.
Well, what about just making a follow shot off one rail back?
Yeah, but when you're close to it, sometimes you don't get the reaction on the follow that you want, and the ball might deflect a little closer to that side than you think.
Well, and also with some kinds of follow shot, I think there's the risk of getting a skid once in a while.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, what is your take on kicks, like the main nature of them for them?
Well, I think
is it only like balls being dirty or some other reason?
Well, I think usually it's the player that creates the kick with their stroke. Of course, it can be some other factors and a combination of factors, maybe dirty balls. If you let up on the stroke a little bit at times, you can get a kick. But I think the player almost always has something to do with it.
The quality of the stroke of the delivery.
Right.
Because like in snooker, they have or used to have it way too much. But look at Ronnie O'Sullivan; he hardly gets any.
Ever. Exactly.
That is just what you were talking about.
Right. Just like Buddy Hall.
The quality of a stroke.
Buddy Hall used to be the same way.
We don't have that much tapes of Buddy playing.
Right.
Because like the majority are saying that he was might be the best 9-ball player ever.
Yeah, besides the break. If he could break the balls like some other guys, I couldn't see him hardly losing tournaments at all. Pattern play. When the game was a little tougher back then with clusters where you had to break balls out, you don't see that so often in the game today with the template and the conditions we play under. You just rarely ever see guys have to open balls while they're making a run, but yeah. Well, if I make it back next year, maybe I have a few. They're VHS. I'll get them converted to CDs maybe or something. But I have a few old tapes of Buddy Hall.
That is a nice idea, Jeremy.
I think I have some from the late '80s and the early '90s.
I think there is some AZ Billiards user who uploads some matches from like 1984 and maybe even before. Yeah.
That's
great. Yeah, that's full history, and I think we all need it.
Mm-hmm. Now he may have to shoot the 2 from a little distance here, not to flirt, because he's going to go. He's not going for this bank. That's amazing. That is really surprising.
Yeah, I agree with you because I was sure he is going for the bank to the side pocket.
Yeah, and he could have drew the cue ball 2 rails towards the head string and had a shot at the 2, a nice shot.
Well, at least he got the 1 covered by the 5.
Yeah. But I mean, you got to believe you're not getting ball in hand here. I mean, with this safety, I mean, you'd almost need a miscue or something. Kaci's going to hit this ball 95% of the time.
Well, at the same time, the outcome of this shot is pretty unpredictable, I think.
It is, but also it's unpredictable for Thorsten. It's not only unpredictable for Kaci, it's unpredictable for Thorsten as well. So with other balls on the table, he's going to try and bang the one back up table and send the cue, bring the cue ball.
Who is taking the risk at this shot? Is it Eklent or Thorsten?
Well, they both are. I think Thorsten took the risk in the last shot by playing safe, giving Kaci an opportunity.
I see, yeah.
like right here. I mean, he's going to come away with a shot, but is this much better than the cross-side bank he had a minute ago?
Nope, no way. That's true.
Now, the one thing with the call shot, which I don't like call shot rules. We used to play 10 ball just like 9 ball. It puts more value in the safety because guys have to kick and jump or whatever and call the shot at all times. So at times I think it gets some of the great players playing a little bit too safe. He's cutting this in though. Great shot.
Yeah, great pocketing by Thorsten Hohmann. And what about some other option like of the rules for 10 ball is call shot, call safe?
Yeah, and that's okay. I don't know. Again, there's a lot of value in the safety, and I want to see great players making great shots. That's just my opinion on it. But there's some other factors that are involved as well. He's not happy with that. He didn't cut the ball much. And people have to realize that every sport, Michael, has round objects, right? Hockey, it's not a ball, but it's round.
Not talking about American football, right?
No. But hockey, it's got a puck, right?
Yeah.
You don't know where it's going to go.
I think historically it was a ball also.
Right.
And then they just had to cut it.
But like American football, it's not a ball, but it's round. So we don't know how it's going to bounce all the time. There's luck in every sport. And I hate taking away that luck factor because sometimes you need a little bit of luck to turn a match around. Maybe you've been unlucky on the break and got snookered 4 or 5 games in a row.
Well, still you get luck in form of various rolls. Very nice attempt by Hohmann here. He managed to avoid any contact on the 7.
Right, but like with these rules, these guys don't really fluke balls in very often. When they get lucky is by missing. So they miss and hook you. They miss and hook you, and now you have to kick to the rail and call the ball. Doesn't make much sense to me.
Well, with a call safe option, like if you miss and you get someone hooked, you can get the shot back.
I understand, but then you can't ever play two-way shots that have been around the game for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? There's a lot of factors. So
yeah, sure.
And it's kind of like what you like, I guess, but I like the oohs and ahs. I want the crowd to have the oohs and ahs of the 9 going in on the break and somebody lucking a ball in long rail or a crazy kick shot. That's the thing you remember. You don't remember somebody stopping the ball behind another one and knocking the ball down table. That's not a great shot to me.
The last time you have seen a 9 ball in the break with a template?
Right, but I'm saying when it does happen now, it's great, right? The golden break.
Yeah, sure.
And that's kind of what I mean. I'm not going to remember when somebody just, like I said, stops the cue ball behind another ball and just knocks the other ball down table. That 30 years from now, that's not going to be something that sticks in my memory. But like Efren's zigzag shot against Earl, you're going to remember that. So
that's eternal.
Yeah. Of course, I don't make the rules, so I only play by them. It's just like the 10 being last. I think that experience, if you're a player that can play a safety or you can use some knowledge to get an early win, what's so wrong with that?
Well, still, I think it's good to have a rotational game like 9 ball, but at the same time being slightly different. It's not like a 9 ball with an extra ball, you see.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I understand.
Maybe once again some other addition to the rules like call safe or something else is required, but well, I understand that it takes some time just to make the proper decision.
Sure.
And just to evaluate anything.
Well, as long as we try to keep the game as difficult as it's supposed to be, that's the main thing. Just like golf, they try to keep the integrity of the game. Okay, he's got to come with one here, I think. Cutting the one down the rail.
Well, just taking a quick look at the 7, whether it passes or just there is a need to get the 9 ball also involved.
had a tough one ball earlier that most likely would have been the one ball to end the match. I don't know if you remember it. He missed it in the corner, but so this one probably about equally as tough, I would say. Not as far long of a shot, but he hit it great.
Oh, and it seemed to me during the contact between the cue ball and the object ball, like it was like
a little
a
kick.
little kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you noticed it as well. Eh?
I could hear it as well.
Yeah.
Also.
I mean, just in an instant, you could almost see the cue ball stopping like, for a
little hesitation,
for a tiny second. Yeah.
I'm interested to see what kind of play he has on the 7 if he gets there.
And actually,
watch out, 5 ball.
I'm a bit surprised. Like I haven't seen anyone asking for cue ball to be cleaned so far.
Well, earlier he definitely got a kick on the 3 when he made such a great shot, elevated. Remember, he was elevated on the 6 over the 9.
Yeah.
I think rail first is okay here, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It definitely passes, and
yeah,
the 3 goes in.
Yeah, and you can be aggressive with it because it's a reasonably thick hit rail first. So don't baby this and fall on the rail kind of straight on the 5. Go ahead and shoot it a little bit.
I think Shane Van Boning is very proficient in shooting rail first. Like he can make the ball is very distant from the cushion actually.
Yeah. He uses the Jimmy Reed system with the measuring.
Thanks for the hint.
Jimmy Reed was a great player, Hall of Famer.
So you mean just measuring the distance between the ball and the rail and then just mirroring it? Or?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I tried it myself and it didn't work for me as good as for Shane. For any reason.
This is surprising though, because the rail first, if it's available, you don't flinch with the rail first very often. You can flinch with this shot.
Once again, one thing I don't like about jump shots, they take to me some beauty from like these like multiple rail game, from kicking and just from like studying how it performs and all these systems and all how the table reacts. You can just get a jump stick and
boom.
Yeah, go.
And I think that's another thing that needs a little regulation, but meaning like some people say you should be able to use it on the incoming shot, but if you snooker yourself, maybe not. I kind of like to throw a little more intrigue, maybe just so many times a match. Let's say 5 times a match, 4 times a match, you can use it. And that way, at the beginning of the match, you might not use it so quickly because come down the hill, you want to have your jumps available.
Yeah, to save those chances for some crucial time of the match.
And I'm just a big fan of wanting to see the great players make it tough on them. That's all. Make them see what they really have. And I know they have it. That's the key. I want to see it. It looks like he may have to play a safety here on the 7. I'm not so sure he has. Is he going to try and play a carom? Is there a kiss shot? The kiss? Oh no, I can see.
Well, I think the kiss shot is there.
Actually, I saw on the monitor the 7 goes. Actually, I saw it.
Yeah. Well, and with the carom it goes definitely.
Yeah, I think he has to roll into the 9 a little bit. Maybe. Can he hold this ball?
I would try the carom and just reposition the 9 towards the corner pocket. Actually.
Yeah, but the 9's a little ways up.
You see, he is measuring the shot right away.
Oh, the 7 off the 9.
Yeah, off the 9. Yeah.
Oof. I don't know about that.
That was the carom I was talking about.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense for sure, but it's still pretty touchy. I don't think the 7 straight in is too bad. Nice shot. And that shot right there is going to get Kaci onto the final 32. Thorsten Hohmann showed a lot of heart in this match, just and
Yeah,
ended up
sure. He
falling a little
closed the
short,
gap to 1 rack only. Oh, unfortunately, bye-bye, Thorsten.
Thank you, Michael. And
Yes, thank you, Jeremy. I'm trying to figure out whether we're going to have another TV match. Well, I'm not sure about this one. Maybe like Maxim Dudanets is going to play some of the guys.
oh, is he still waiting to play?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think we have some 2 more matches to go after this round finishes. So maybe just one of those guys will proceed to the TV table. I don't know.
Okay.
But so far, thank you everyone for being with us. Thank you, Jeremy, for your expert and for your insights.
No, well, you're welcome, and I
And
love
stay
talking
safe.
about
Yes,
pool.
stay tuned for tomorrow. Single elimination starting at 10 a.m. Moscow time.